So the first thing we're going to do when factoring this polynomial is find the factors of the first and last coefficients of the polynomial, and in this case they are both plus and minus 2 for the last one and plus and minus 1 for the first one as well. So that would be, the possible factors would be plus or minus 2 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 1/2. So we're just going to try 1 because that's the easiest one that we have so far, and if we do that, it would equal 0, which is what we want, because 2 plus 3 minus 2, and it would have a remainder of 0, so we can now factor out a 1 out of this. So our leading coefficients are 2, 3, -3, and 2, and we're just going to do synthetic division here, so bring down to 2, 2, 5, 5, 2, and 0. So now that we have this, we can now make the polynomial 2x squared plus 5x plus 2, and what I did was I grouped them, which is probably the easiest way of doing this, which would be 4x plus 2. So we can factor out a 2x, which would leave us with x plus 2, and then plus 1, so x plus 2. So then that would leave us with 2x plus 1, x plus 2, and we already have x minus 1 factored out, so we just add that. And from that, we can find our zeros, which would be 1, -2, and -1/2. So now to graph this polynomial, we will just plot our zeros, which we have found, which are 1, -2, and -1/2, so like that. And if we look at the original equation, we can see that the end behavior, since the first number is positive, or the first leading coefficient is positive and the leading exponent is an odd number, the end will look like that. So the next thing we're going to do is find the y-intercept, and I've already gone ahead and done that, so it will look like that. If we do this equation and plug 0 in, we will get a -2, so we will go ahead and plot that. And the last thing we will need is one more point on the graph, which would make logical sense. So in this case, that would likely be somewhere in between here, so I chose 1. And I've already gone ahead and done that, so it will look like that. We'll get a 2, so point 1 and 2 up there. So now we can go ahead and graph this, and it will look like this. As it is passing through all the points on the zeros, the y-intercept, and the point we have plotted.